Hello, my name is Mason Hill, and I will be presenting social penetration theory. So, what I will be covering in this presentation will be what is social penetration theory, Erwin Altman and Thomas Taylor, who founded this theory, the main points of the theory, how this theory works, and a real world example of this theory. So, what is social penetration theory? Social penetration theory is the process of developing deeper intimacy with another person through mutual self-disclosure and other forms of vulnerability. So, when two people first meet, the first thing that they notice about each other is what's on the surface. Maybe who they are, what they do. You can tell a little bit about other people by, the cover of the book, so you can say. But as people become acquaintances or friends, they disclose more information about themselves that may not be on the surface. So this is developing that deeper intimacy mentioned and what the theory is and how self-disclosure and vulnerability develops this deeper intimacy. So Erwin Altman and Thomas Taylor are the founders of social penetration theory. So they created this theory in 1973, and they are both well-known psychologists. So Erwin Altman is currently a psychologist at the University of Utah in Salt Lake City. He is involved in over 9 organizations of psychology, as well as also in environmental relations in the region around Utah. Thomas Taylor was a psychologist from the University of Delaware. Unfortunately, he has passed away, and he wrote many books, including Eliminating Racism. So, the main points of social penetration theory is that it's like an onion. This is something that Taylor and Altman focused on when they created this theory. So as you peel a layer of an onion back, you find another layer below it. So this can be associated with people's personalities as well. What you see on the surface is how people initially perceive them, but as they disclose themselves, or as you peel the onion back, or layer of the onion back, they reveal more about themselves. So, for example, let's say you're driving down the road and you see a man jogging, and he's wearing a Beats headphones with a Boston College t-shirt and just some simple running shorts and running shoes. That's the first layer of the onion. But let's say you are also in a running club with this person, and you start talking to them, and you peel back the layer of the onion through this conversation, and they self-disclose information about themselves, like they're Catholic, they're a family man, they're married, and they have kids. So this is below that initial layer. So this is something that only people disclose after that initial relationship is made. And therefore, this relationship between you and that person is closer after the self-disclosure. So self-disclosure is the voluntary sharing of personal history, preferences, values, secrets with another person in transparency. Self-disclosure is entirely voluntary. No one can force somebody to disclose information about themselves unless they willingly do so. Another aspect of social penetration theory is depth of penetration. So this is how much someone discloses in a certain aspect of their personal life. So this could be their social life, their personal life, their relationship with their dog or mother, or it's just how much they have disclosed in a certain area and how much they want to disclose. So how does social penetration theory work? The more you reveal about yourself with another individual, the closer or more intimate you get. This is applicable in friendships, dating relationships, marriages, or any other relationship between two individuals. When people tend to think of social penetration theory, the first thing that comes to mind is like marriages, dating relationships, but this is not always the case. This is also applicable in just normal day to day relationships with people you see on the street, in your classes, and at the foyer, or literally anywhere. The only way that people can get more intimate with other people is how much they reveal about themselves with that other person. So there are many real life examples of this theory. I think it is a theory that we can see commonplace in our day-to-day lives. But there's one example that I would like to mention, and it is the Love is Blind show on Netflix. So these men and women meet in pods without seeing each other, and their end goal is to get married and have a spouse. But the idea is that to see if love is really blind, or if they can match with each other without seeing each other. So the only way that they can communicate is through discussion, through a small speaker. But this embodies social penetration theory because it is literally the process of developing deeper intimacy with another person through mutual self disclosure and other forms of vulnerability. The only way that they can escalate their relationships with each other is through self disclosure. And you can see it in the show that they do become vulnerable with each other, and they do, share information about their past and what they've been through. And this allows them to develop these relationships and eventually do get married. Now, do the relationships always work in the show? Well, I mean, it is still what I believe is a reality TV show, but it still embodies what social penetration theory is, and it shows how it works in our day-to-day life. This is the conclusion of my presentation, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.